to Warkworth Penitentiary in Eastern Ontario to find out how lifers do the time.
Breakfast, breakfast.
This is Warkworth, a medium security institution. In Max, you spend most of your time in lockup. Here, you can move around. 1 in 4 inmates is doing life. This is the story of 2 of those men.
I think about how avoidable the whole thing was. I think about his family and some of the people that we shared commonly as friends.
It was a drug deal gone bad that got Dave Morrison here. Morrison and another man went to meet 2 other guys on a lonely road in Burlington, Ontario. When it was over, one man lay dead, beaten and shot to death. The other was paralyzed by a bullet and left on the road in a pool of his own blood.
I'm sure there is no greater crime than the taking of a human life. I know how precious I find life, and I know that to take away something that is so precious would be, again, it is the worst crime.
Now, you didn't actually pull a trigger. You're on the other side of that, right?
Can't get into that, Ralph, I can't.
Morrison is in year 3 of his life sentence and is appealing his conviction.
I denied it, I hid it, I lied to everybody about it. It's unimaginable, you know, what you're capable of doing. I mean, anybody, you know, if put in that situation, if driven to that moment, that flash in time, you know, I think you can. It's hard to believe because you grow up or you think that you'd never be able to do something like that. But you know, you're capable of it.
It took Wade more than 10 years in prison to admit that he had in fact murdered his victim. At the age of 38, Wade's an old-timer in the lifers community at Warkworth. He's over the hump, as he says, in the 13th year of his life sentence. For Wade and Dave, those are their crimes. This is how they do their time.
I'm the senior clerk at the manufacturing site here.
There you go. Yeah, see, there's the stuff there.
We manufacture office furniture, a lot of custom cabinets. Lately, we're doing a big project for the government, kiosks, information kiosks that are going across the country. It's a fairly big operation.
Gone are the days of stamping license plates. Under the name of Corcan, inmates across the country produce an array of products and make the government $20 million a year. What the inmates make and what they do with it is another story.
I make $1 an hour like everybody else does, or it works out to about $6.90 a day for a 7-hour workday.
And then you gotta go buy all your own stuff? What do you buy with that?
Tobacco, stamps, juice.
I just found out about continuity today.
Today is payday, so one of the stops this morning is the canteen.
Can I get one APO card and Farmer Plus baby powder, the big one?
No cash here, too much potential for trouble.
Next number, please.
They just have credits in an account controlled by a fingerprint scanner.
5X4A.
The number 1 purchase is cigarettes.
Anything else?
That's it, guys.
Just about everybody here smokes. But it's about more than nicotine. The Hollywood version of jail, which is what we all grew up with, is that cigarettes are money. That if you want something, you say, I'll give you so many cigarettes for that. Is that one of the truer or non-truer expressions of a
cigarettes? Tobacco is the vehicle of commerce, I guess, in any institution.
Yeah. Having a smoke is a small pleasure. If there's some freedom, it's tempered. You don't work, you stay in your cell.
Count up, close your doors, stand up, count time.
Just before noon, another lockup. Everybody is counted.
15.
After the lockup, lunchtime. On the menu, submarine sandwiches. For most, one of the better meals. If you don't like it, go shop at the canteen.
Okay, so you're starting to see how it's all calculated.
Like the rest of us, you finish a hard day's work and you head home. Except here, they check to make sure you actually arrive. A quick check of the in-house cable to see what's for dinner.
Yeah, I'm gonna skip the deep fried fish and the roasted potatoes.
Dave takes a pass on tonight's meal. He usually does. Time to improvise. The boys grab what they can. Onions and peppers from Dave's pal Terry. He grows them in the prison garden.
Needs salt getting there.
Their food made their way.
All right, boys, we don't stand on tradition here. My hands are clean.
Dinner is served.
Well, we lack in table manners. We make up for in culinary skills, right?
After dinner, you've got choices. Back to your cell, out in the yard, or wreck up. Pump some iron, pass some time. But you know, there's people at home watching going, oh, that's nice, weightlifting, isn't that special? Right? Isn't he just having a nice time? There are people who just want you punished.
Okay. Well, I don't know what to tell you. I got sentenced to life, not death, life. I'm alive. I'm going to be alive until I die. If I'm alive here or I'm alive out there, I'm still going to be doing the things that hopefully will make me a better or a more well-rounded person or a more complete person. Just happens that I'm doing them here.
Pretty much every night, Dave and Wade go to the Lifers Group office. They're on the executive. They got a baseball team, do charity work. We spent a night with them and a few other guys. We talked about doing life and how society sees them. But every lifer I talk to says, I did this one really crazy thing and that's done.
That's probably true in a lot of cases, too.
Vast majority of it is true. That is the case. One instant in their lives, and that's it. There are very few guys who have an escalated criminal history that, you know, starting off with small-time robbery or rip-offs and leading into, you know, right up to the ultimate thing, murder, and then spending the rest of their life in prison.
That's what society doesn't understand because they're misinformed, is the life sentence includes your parole, which you are on for the rest of your life.
Nobody, I don't care who it is, can go through something like this and say that they weren't affected by it.
See you guys in the morning.
And, you know, be remorseful, whether they admit it or not. When they're alone with themselves, they can't understand it themselves. And it's a life-altering experience. You're not the same person the moment after it happens. And from then on, you either, you know, you can either become worse or
Oh, but
become
you
a better
could become
person.
worse, or you could decide, you know, that wasn't so bad.
Some people do. Some people do. And
Yeah. Well, how are we supposed to know which one of you is the guy who doesn't think it was so bad? So when the door closes and the light's off, what goes on for you?
That's your time to reflect. Whether it's about what brought you here, whether it's about the loss of a wife or a girlfriend or a parent or anything else. I mean, this is where it happens. So, you know, I guess, I suppose that's what prison's all about. It's saying, here you go, here's your 8x10, here's a mattress and a blanket and a pillow, and
See ya.